Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Quick reminder to check out this week's Mortar Pod, our video podcast, and also check out this week's SeemsGoodMagic card giveaway. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Theros block Swiss draft. Open Silence the Believers, which is one of the best removal spells in the entire format, so definitely going to first pick that. Our uncommons are pretty good too. Riptide Chimera is particularly cool. Spire Spine is definitely very good. Trailblazer and Cloaked Siren, pretty good cards in here all around, but I think it's a pretty easy Silence the Believers. Okay, follow-up pick. Let's see here. Best cards in the pack. Nothing too outrageously good in here. Sigiled Skink, Phyrexi's Chosen, Flurry of Horns, Humbler, Desperate Stand's good, but pretty color intensive. Fortifier, Shorestalker, and Weaver are all playable. So is the Aegis of the Gods, not so much the Agent. I think we're just going to take a Phyrexi's Chosen. It's definitely not an exciting second pick, but it's on color with Silence the Believers, and there's nothing really in here motivating me to go one way or the other in a different color that I can see. I mean, Flurry of Horns, if I'm in black, I can go for the Minotaur strategy now. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Phyrexi's Chosen, generally a bit underwhelming, but I'll take it anyway. Alright. Swarmborn Giant is a very good green card. Starfall is removal. Archer's got hexproof. Coinsmith is pretty good. Dictate, not so much. I think we're going to go with the Swarmborn Giant. That guy is pretty awesome, I think. Yes, he's got a downside, but you are paying 4 mana for a 6/6, so I don't think it's that bad of a deal, to be perfectly honest. Let's just slam the Swarmborn, see how that goes. Okay, well, here's a Warwing Siren in blue. That's good. Bloodcrazed Hoplite. Always love that card. Nyx Infusion, versatile. Couple decent red cards. Oppressive Rays, obviously good. I think we're just going to go with the Hoplite. It's not as good as the Warwing Siren, but we're definitely black. And I could still potentially make this green work. And I like rock. I haven't done it in a while. I think it's good. Okay. Well, I think here we're going to take the Spiteful Blow. Colossal Heroics is very good. I like Cast into Darkness. Nyx Infusion is playable. So is Humbler of Mortals, but hard to argue with Spiteful Blow. Good removal. Get rid of a land in the process as well. So you can destroy some people's splash. Okay, choices here. We have the Grim Guardian. Currently have, well, 0 enchantments, which isn't great. Nessian Game Warden's a very good card. Very strong card. Not only is he a good beater, but he replaces himself. He's almost like a 5-mana 4/5 draw card. Almost. I know that you're not guaranteed to get a creature off of him, but he is good. I do very much like this card. Question is, do I like it more than a Grim Guardian right now? And I think I do. Don't mind picking it and continuing into green a little bit. As much as I do like the Grim Guardian, I think Warden's just better. Oh, could have had another one. But that's okay. Instead, I'm going to take a second Bloodcrazed Hoplite. I can also take the Panoply, or Panoply. I think we'll just go for Hoplite number 2. I just love these guys. I think they're great. And I like Grim Guardian too, but I'm just going to take the Hoplite. Okay, well, Nyx Weaver on color with us, I guess. This guy potentially makes stuff cheaper. I wanted to try him out. I mean, you do have to mill yourself every turn, but he makes Nemesis Mortals potentially cheaper, and he can bring back cards from your graveyard to your hand, so it's pretty good. Let's try this fellow out. Okay, what's this do again? Nightmarish End? Yeah, this card's actually perfectly playable. I don't think it's fantastic, but I definitely think it's pretty good. Better than Market Festival. Take that. Pretty good. Alright, we can take a Renowned Weaver now. I think that's a little more exciting than the Crufix's Insight, and certainly more exciting than the Agent of Erebos. Some good late red picks here, but I'm just going to take the Font of Fertility. Alright, Panoply versus Grove Dancer. Currently I have double Hoplite, which makes the Panoply a much more attractive option in my mind. So I think we're just going to go with that over the Infusion and the Grove Dancer, but I'm kind of happy that both of these are so late here. I think that's good. But Panoply is also just a combat trick, so I like it. Continue to cut black. We'll take the Reveler, but don't want to play him. Everything else we have so far looks pretty good. I still like having the font in case we need to splash for some reason, but it also ramps us, so I could just play the Font of Fertility as a ramp spell. Sure, Lightning Diadem and a Mountain. So it does appear that red's open, but I'm still pretty happy with what we've cut in green and black. So I don't know if I necessarily need to jump ship for some reason. I don't think that's entirely necessary. Okay, picks here. Well, I mean, Shrike-Harpy, it's not an exciting pick, but it's removal or a flyer, both of which are pretty good. And there's not a ton else in here that really has my interest. Aspect is playable, Mortal's Resolve is as well. Claim of Erebus and Sky Reaping. Sky Reaping is actually a pretty good sideboard, but currently don't have a ton of Green Devotion. A little bit. Yeah, let's just go with the Shrike-Harpy. I think that's fine. Alright, Asphyxiate. I love me some removal. Could also take Servant of Timurit. Nyxborn Eidolon is going to work well with our heroic guys, but let's just go Asphyxiate. Yes, it's color intensive, but we've got the Font of Fertility to help mitigate that problem, or any problems we could have from that. And it's hard to deny good removal like Asphyxiate, especially on Vigilance guys. Okay. So now we have Swordwise Centaur as well as Snake of the Golden Grove. Well, Swordwise Centaur is a better card, so we're going to take that. But once again, we are definitely getting color intensive. I think that's okay, though. It's not a huge deal. Just got to be really conscious of what order I'm playing my spells in. Okay, Asphyxiate number 2. You don't have to tell me twice. We've also got Faded Retribution and Silent Sentinel in here. Pretty good rare combo, neither of which has been taken yet, surprisingly. It's pretty late Bolt of Keranos as well, but I'm getting Asphyxiate, so I'm not going to complain. Alright, Ashiok's Adept has Heroic. Necrobite is good for Heroic. Necrobite, not that good with Swarmborn Giant, because if they cast a spell that kills it and you Necrobite it, it still has to tap, which means they presumably can get in with a creature and kill it anyway. But that being said, it also does trigger Heroic. I just don't think I'm likely to play Ashiok's Adept, but then again, the Adept's uncommon, the Necrobite's common. I guess we take the Necrobite anyway. Although, I do have a lot of spot removal already. I still think it's Necrobite. Spiteful Return, that's a great pickup here. We're going to take that over, wow, second Silent Sentinel. Well, those are asphyxiatable. Searing Blood's in here, which is a fantastic spell. But obvious, I think it's just a very easy Spiteful Return pickup here. Alright, great. So there's some good black cards in here. We're going to take the Servant. I think over the Mischief and Mayhem. Although Mischief and Mayhem is good. especially for getting heroic. But yeah, we're going to take the Servant because he's a great card. Gets us to our late game a little bit easier. I like the Servant. Okay, that's a late Siren. There's a Stephenson Oathsworn in here. There's a Karametra's Favor. There's also a Nessian Demolock. None of which are super exciting. We only have Nature's Panoply, Spiteful Returned, Necrobite as our ways to target heroic guys, which admittedly is not that much. Could also take the Karametra's Favor to target them, but I think I'm actually going to go with the Oathsworn. It's not the greatest, but I think it's okay. Well, let's make Sky Reaping a better sideboard card, so I think we'll take that. I don't think I'm going to play the Claim of Erebus. Not likely to. Wayfinder, but I think we're just going Servant number 2. Hard to deny the Regener, who does cool stuff. I love this card. Servant of Timurid is very good. Alright, I don't need Fellhide Brawler, especially considering we have 0 other Minotaurs, so we're just going to take Eye Gouge for the sideboard, which is surprisingly good. I think, alright, we'll take the Brawler now and just cut it. Cut black. Alright, late black and green, that's good. We'll take the Drifters, not likely to play it. Alright, so we seem to be doing okay. We're color intensive. We've got 22 pretty playable cards here. I'd prefer to not play the Forsaken Drifters just because I don't think they're that good. But everything else is looking pretty good. This deck definitely needs some more ways to hit heroic. We've got 3 guys that would greatly benefit from that. So, ooh, I wish I could take that Hammer of Perforos. Anything else in here? Yeah, we're going to take the Keepsake Gorgons. Card's just too strong to pass. Sedge Scorpion would be fine on the wheel. Read the Bones. Cavern Lampad. I'd probably want the Lampad the most since it's so good with heroic. But easily taking Keepsake Gorgon here, which is just a phenomenally powerful card. Alright, Voyaging Satyr for sure. We're color intensive. In addition to that, this ramps us. So this really is the best card I think this deck could ask for. We're just sort of hoping to ramp into our guys, get some monstrosity going, getting some nice strive multi-effects going, stuff like that. Nylea's Presence or Sedge Scorpion I'd be happy to wheel, but even Scholar, I've splashed for it before, and if you're deep black, it's a totally splashable card. Very powerful on the splash, as long as you're in black. Alright, choice here. Double Ordeal that are on color, that's good. I presume the discard one is more brutal than the ramp one, although the ramp one also helps fix us, but I think we're just going to go for this Ordeal instead. Turn 2 Hoplite into an Ordeal is still devastating. Alright, so we're at 24 cards now, and doesn't look like there's anything super good in this pack for us. Centaurs I'm not likely to play. Could just hate the Verdict, which I think I will. Could also hate the Hoplite. I think actually the Hoplite might be more annoying than the Verdict. Although the Verdict is more splashable, I guess. Kind of feel like since we already are making cuts, that's not really an issue. So we can cut a Renowned Weaver, I think. Is there anything else that's particularly weak in here? Not especially. The reason I want to cut the Weaver is we're more of a fatty creature deck, and I would still like to have a few spells like Necrobite that can target our heroic guys. So I think we're just going to hate the Hoplite instead of take the Viper's Kiss. We've already got the Eye Gouge for that. Oh wow, second Ordeal or Feral Invocation. Well, Feral Invocation is an actual combat trick, whereas I think Ordeal's still better. Making them discard 2, that can just be such a game changer. Put that on a Pharykis Chosen and go to town. Yeah. I think we're just taking ordeals for days. Alright, wow. Well, can take Blood Toll Harpy, which has evasion. Can also take the Sip of Hemlock, which is more removal. I like playing the removal deck sort of strategy. That always makes me feel good. A lot of good cards to choose from in here. Just a lot of very powerful cards. I think we may end up cutting good cards like Swordwise Centaur just to cut back. I mean, sadly, most of our green spells are double green. That does make the mana base a little bit more challenging to work with. I will take the Sip of Hemlock, I think. Just getting more creature removal is fine. 17 lands with the Font of Fertility should help us fix, and the Voyaging Satyr, for that matter, too. I do have to figure out what I'm going to cut here. Wow. Well, I'll take more Sip of Hemlocks. That's fine. Could also take the Opaline Unicorn, but I'm just going to take Sip. And we're going to be more of a late game removal-y sort of deck, more so than a rampy Heroic Bestow deck, which we could try and do, but I think we're just going to go for more of the good removal deck. All right, we did table the Cavern Lampad, which is like that's actually shocking that Dauntless Onslaught made it around. That card is very good. But we're going to take Cavern Lampad, and I think we're going to start really warming up to the idea of finding some green to cut. Perhaps the Swordwise Centaur just seems a little unrealistic. I'd prefer to focus on my black early on. Yeah, I don't even know. We might even be able to get away with cutting green in here, but that might not be totally realistic, I guess. If we do, let's just take the Fleshmad Steed. We could potentially be mono black. It's possible. I actually do think it's possible. Not likely, but possible. I'm just going to pick up... Oh, I'm going to take the Lord. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have to see how many black cards we have, but there is an actual chance that we do mono black. All right, let's figure this out. Yeah, I guess technically we could. I want to see what mono black looks like. Just because I'm curious. $23. We indeed do have mono black as an option. It's very interesting. 13 creatures, though, is a little bit low, which makes it less attractive. But then again, what's not is just removal, pretty much. I've never done monocolor, I don't think, in this format. I don't believe I have. But it is a possibility. I'm open to it. I'm trying to think if it's worth... I mean, the weakest cards that in this list are the Fellhide Brawler, the Reveler, and the Steed. So our 2-drops are looking underwhelming here. Problem is, like I said, all of our green cards are kind of color intensive. We're like the removal deck, though. Kind of wish I had tabled Read the Bones or something like that. I'm really tempted to play it like this. I think my issue is we're looking slow. Like our 2-drops are so underwhelming that I think we're gonna go multicolor. I'm not digging these guys enough to want to justify playing mono black, or that guy for that matter. Alright, so let's figure this out instead. We're going to have to switch up the plan. We're going to do the Font of Fertility. We're going to do this guy. We're going to do Swarmborn. Game Warden is not looking as good, but even a 5 mana 4/5 is not bad. I guess it's bad because we have such a low creature count. Can you find auras or anything too? It's just creatures? Okay. How many ways do we actually have to target heroic? I don't think we have much. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5's not much. It's actually not much at all. Well, why don't we take the Nyx Weaver? And that can be 23. 12 creatures? Man, that's a low creature count. But it's because we have so much removal. Just a ton of removal. Low creature count, ton of removal. Let's dump. I'm kind of tempted to dump the Necrobite and add one more creature. It makes our heroic guys worse, but I'm okay with these guys as mostly Goblin Pikers most of the time. Just as like early stuff to do. And then maybe I put in the Game Warden. Swordwise Centaur and Oathsworn look less good. Game Warden is more color intensive than the Centaurs, but it also has more going on, more potential value out of this. One more power, 2 less toughness, 1 more colored mana, but you also get a chance to find a creature, albeit a bit lower in our deck because we don't have much green. But I'm still probably doing 10-7 just because I need green for the font and the Voyaging Satyr. Alright, I guess we're doing Game Warden. Although, I admit, he's not looking that great in this deck. Fairly low creature count, not much green. But, like I said, 5 mana 4/5 I think is still more interesting to me than the easier to cast 5 mana 3/7. 5 mana 4/5 that can potentially draw a card. Oh, there's also Nature's Panoply, and there's also Renowned Weaver. I see. I see the issue. I think if I want to play all my removal spells, I can't really afford to cut any of them. Yeah, I think we're going to play it like this. It's not bad. Low creature count, but mostly black. Maybe we do 11-6, actually. I do need double green, admittedly, but it's more like 11-8 if you count the Fertility and Voyaging Satyr. But I guess they require a green to get going. I still think 11-6 is the right call. We're just so black intensive. And I really want to be able to cast Asphyxiate on turn 3 if I have to. Okay, this deck's not bad. I'd say it's like, I don't know. This is actually a pretty tough deck to evaluate because it's kind of got a couple things going on, but we have a good amount of ways to win and just tons of removal. So I think this could succeed. This very easily could succeed. Okay, I'll see you guys round 1.